Hello everyone, my name is Michael Adiko. I am an independent consultant on sustainable development with 12 years of active work in the field of development. I want to specially thank Trans-Solution Services Company for this opportunity to share my experience on conflict transformation, which falls within Goal 16 of the Sustainable Development Goals on peace, justice, and strong institutions. In my active years of work on this particular topic, especially with the International Young Catholic Student, there are a couple of things I have come to learn that one needs to understand in order to transform a particular conflict. The first thing is that conflict is part of human reality. It is part of our daily life. Conflict basically shows divergent views. It could also be the two sides of the same coin. You find that in the office, there are a couple of persons who work together to achieve a particular goal. But in doing this, they have divergent view about how to achieve this goal. The accountant might be this person who wants work to be delivered on time. And there is the project officer who takes all her time or his time to deliver this work. And at the end of the day, while they are trying to work towards this particular goal, you find them in conflict because they are divergent on the method to achieve this. So that shows us that conflict is part of our everyday life, especially for those who live and work in Nairobi. As you drive out each day, you realize that you expect the other driver on the road and the other road users to behave in certain ways, which often they do not, especially the public transport, the matatu drivers. And so you find yourself in conflict with this person. The first thing we need to know is that conflict is part of human reality. If we take it that way, then we will be able to work on it, not to avoid it. We will be able to transform it. Transforming conflict basically means working to increase the positive outcome of conflict while minimizing the negative outcome of conflict. And for us to do this, we must accept that conflict is part of human reality. The second thing that we need to know around conflict transformation is that each of us comes dealing with conflict on a personal and with subjective view. We have this personal subjective view on how to deal with conflict. The environment we live in, our current state of mind, our academic background, our religious affiliation, and so many other previous experiences influence how we deal with conflict. There are those who fight conflict, there are those who take flight, and there are those who get frightened. Flight, fight, and fright. For those who fight, they deal with conflict heads on. They do not run away from it. There are those who avoid conflict at all costs. Anything that will create friction between them and another person, they avoid it. And there are those that get frightened by conflict that they're not even sure of what to do. In all these things, we bring our personal subjective view. And one very important part of our personal subjective view is that we deal with conflict with our emotions. When we go to work, we do not leave our feelings at home. We go to work and work successfully because we use both our brain and our feeling. For some, it is unprofessional and childish, or even bad, to express emotions, to be anxious, to be angry, to be sad. But in conflict transformation, we must realize that this is an important factor because emotions help us work better. So if we understand our emotion and work with it, whatever the conflict that we are going through, we will be able to increase the positive outcome. A third thing to understand when we want to transform conflict is the idea of connectors and dividers. In every conflict, there is the seed and opportunity for individual and societal development. And this seed can be found in the connectors. The connectors are those items that help minimize the impact, the negative impact of conflict on a particular society. This could be the systems in place, the interest, the values that communities or individuals share. These are connecting factors. Connecting factors are not necessarily equated to good or dividing factors equated to bad. Rather, connecting factors are those things at that moment that help to reduce or to douse the possibility of conflict becoming destructive. For example, dialogue is a well-known important tool in conflict resolution or conflict prevention. But in conflict transformation, dialogue might be too early when you bring two parties together, too early enough that this escalates the conflict. So we need to know at that point what could be the connecting factor, not just what is good, but what could be the connecting factor that could reduce this conflict. Transforming conflict is not about looking for the simple, easy solution. It is about accepting that conflict is a reality, working to change the outcome of that conflict, and doing that consciously. Let us reflect on this poem that is credited to Martin Niemöller, a German theologian, who said, "First, they came for the communist. I did not speak up because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unionist. I did not speak up because I am not a trade unionist. They came for the Jews. I did not speak up because I was not a Jew. And finally, they came for me, and there was nobody to speak up for me." Conflict is part of our life. Let us consciously work on it to transform it, understanding our personal subjective view and focusing on increasing connectors and reducing dividers. Thank you very much.